kind of interesting to notice how I made a YouTube video to David Duke and to Jeff Rentz, pointing out some important things that they should take into consideration and mention on the air. And then immediately, in his next program, David Duke dives completely out of context into Christian anti-Zionism. And he's done that from time to time over the past 4 years, since that incident in the Czech Republic locked him out of the Shrine of the Infant of Prague illegally. Prior to that, this man, even though he mentioned, he talked about largely Jewish control over global monetary matters, he didn't even complain about it. You know, his presentations were not noticeably slanted on a complaining level, but rather more on a factual level, and make of it what you will. But ever since then, he's gone into, all sorts of even theology that he never touched before, and that it appears, and sometimes, I mean, I really have trouble believing he's serious, because the guy that I put under contract, I mean, practically knew the whole Quran, and he knows that in the Quran, Israel is still a chosen people. So how does he keep on saying that Christianity ended all that? Meanwhile, even I couldn't believe the program that he did with Pastor Dankof, and this is a very intelligent pastor, but they both seem to be missing some very important things. And quite frankly, it bothers me to be in contract with someone who's diving out that far. I mean, Acts 1, 6-7, Jesus not only confirms that there's going to be an Israel again, but confirms there's a God who's going to keep his promise. Now, Jeremiah 31:33 explains that, I mean, David went on and on about how God's throwing away the covenant. His covenant with his people, because they broke that covenant. And, yeah, but Jeremiah says what the new covenant's going to be. He's going to write his law on their hearts and minds. In other words, he's going to keep all his contracts. And both of these guys, Dankof and Duke, completely missed these two parts of the perspective. And quite honestly, David has been doing this at least once a month in some form or fashion somewhere ever since he was illegally blockaded from visiting the Shrine of the Infant of Prague, who was at the basis of my contract with him. And even when he got his PhD, he had the Infant of Prague on his website every single day until he got his PhD degree. So he has a devotion. And as I said in my other video, you cannot lock somebody out of that. You know, it's not just this is like when you got a self-made sign thing, even Muslims. If there's a Muslim that they don't want in the Czech Republic, they couldn't lock him out of the Shrine of the Infant of Prague, because by the Quran, Muslims have to attend to signs. So like Guadalupe, these self-made things are very important. And they're not just ordinary places. So, and ever since they locked him out, he's been like this. But since he didn't voluntarily sign up for it, and since he has to leave out half the Bible to try to justify the stuff that he's trying to cling to, I mean, you gotta wonder if he really believes it.